Yeah, Brandon Flowers. Brandon, when we last spoke with you, the pandemic had just hit and you were using the time to write the Imploding the Mirage album. Now you're finally able to announce the tour. How does that feel?
It's wonderful. You know, it's just been too long. I'm kind of chomping at the bit.
Can you be a band if you're not touring?
The Beatles did a pretty good job of that.
When I spoke to you last year, you were in lockdown and you were talking about how you're actually quite enjoying it and you finally got to see sunsets and appreciate the sunsets for the first time. Is it fair to say that you are now officially over sunsets?
I'm sick to death of sunsets. I want to be in a cold brick room getting ready to go on stage, yeah.
You were very busy, though. I mean, we spoke about Imploding the Mirage, that album, but in the meantime, you also just, like, a whole concept album just fell out of your pocket as well. Was this the most productive time of your life?
It definitely is up there. It reminded me of the early days of the band, when we just had so much free time and not a lot of responsibility in our lives, and we were able to make our, first couple of records and just, like, bang, bang. And so it was a very similar creative period for me, yeah.
Brandon, you talk a lot about your musical influences, people like Bruce Springsteen and Bowie, and I hear some of our own musos like Midnight Oil make the list as well. How did that come about for you?
It's interesting. It goes back to my big brother. He had amassed this cassette collection. And when CDs started to make those kind of antiquated, I would get handed down the cassettes. So I was getting Midnight Oil and The Church and In Excess, and I was just kind of devouring it when I was a young teenager. And so it's part of my own musical heritage.
Well, if there's no Peter Garrett moves while you're on tour, people are going to want their money back. You know that, don't you?
He's got his own mechanics.
You mentioned the hand-me-down cassettes, which I love. I'm amazed actually how many musicians I speak to who got music from their older siblings. And it makes me wonder, do people with older siblings generally have better taste in music?
I think that sounds right, because it's all up to, if you're the first of the bunch, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And you get to share what you've learned with the people that come after you. So I'm definitely a beneficiary of that.
Well, speaking of those influences, I know Oasis was very important to you. I think you once said it was always Oasis, not Blur. Did you end up getting an Oasis tattoo in the end?
No, I did. I kicked around the idea. I think if I would have been able to save enough money, I would have done it at one point. But thank heavens I didn't.
I was just about to say, it's not too late.
But I'm still kind of Team Oasis. Not even kind of. I'm always on the Oasis.
Hang on, why? What's wrong with Blur? Blur's a great band.
Oh, we're not going to go there.
They're a fun band. No, I don't. They've written some great songs. I just prefer Oasis.
God, well, I won't fight with you on that one. What's the worst Killers tattoo that you've ever seen?
Oh, I don't. There's no such thing as a bad Killers tattoo. I've only seen good ones. It's people have obviously taken us into their hearts and gotten to that point. I mean, I know what it's like. Like I said, I was so close to doing it with Oasis, so I know where they're coming from.
So, Brandon, we've got Damon Albarn on the show up next after you. Any questions you'd like us to ask him for you?
No, he's great. He's one of the greats, and to be able to follow it up with the Gorillas and the stuff that he's been able to do and accomplish is pretty amazing.
No, I'm only joking. I completely made that up. But it's been great to speak to you.